All right. I think we are live. What's going on, party people? This your man Griff. All right. So let me get all of that stuff together here. And we gonna do what it do, y'all. We are gonna do what it do. So all right. Let me check one more thing here. Cause I've been so busy. All right. Cool. Notifications not going out. There they go. There they go. Okay, YouTube, stop playing around now. YouTube been doing that lately, not sending the notifications out and stuff. And doing them, sending them out real late. I don't know what's up with that. Yeah, stuff. So, all right. And I got a poll out there for y'all. So if you, all right. Yeah, they messing with my notifications. What's going on, Nata Jean? All right, my lady driving. Okay, yeah, and feel free if you can. Whatchamacallit? Throw a question in there, and oh man, oh, thank you. And if you can, let me see, what's it? If you got a question, lady, you can just call me on that number there. That's my Google Voice number, and then I'll answer your question. If you got a question that you want to ask concerning anything notary, hold on one second. Let me close the door to my studio here. Oh, this is signing company. Hey, Griffin Notary. I'm doing good, lady. Yep. All right, thank you. All right. Yeah. All right. Just picked up a signing for tomorrow and everything. Okay, got that all done. So, yeah, so far. Okay, you off. Gotcha. So, this is just going to be open today, y'all. I don't really have a lot that's been running through my mind, honestly. So I just figured I'm gonna just come on, pop it with y'all. I did get me trying to get that. There we go. I got me some new eggnog. This one it's not as good as my first one. So I had to spruce it up. I had to put some vanilla flavoring in there myself and some cinnamon, and that made it taste a lot better. But it's all organic, and it tastes like it's organic. I ain't gonna lie to you. But yeah, I spruced it up myself and everything. So I love my eggnog. The other one had an ingredient in there that I didn't realize called carrageenan, and carrageenan is not really good for the human body. And I didn't realize that it had it in there. Maybe that's why it tastes so good. But this one And with the Ceylon, Ceylon cinnamon that I put in there and the vanilla flavoring, yeah, it's popping now. It's real good. But oh, took PTO. All right. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Yeah, I'm actually done. Wound up doing my last signing a little earlier because um the weather here, because of the storms and the hurricane stuff, bringing a lot of rain. They got tornado watches and all that good stuff. So I was like, okay, let me see. I'm gonna have to get this stuff done a little bit earlier, and that's what I did today. I went ahead on and got it done early. Thanks for hitting the like button. Appreciate that, y'all. So feel free, if you can, type your business and notary questions in the chat, so we can help you out. And that's what it's all about. We want to help you out. And if Matthew and Q have time, they might be able to hop on and everything. But and then there's a poll question that I have. I had never thought about asking this before until now, but there's a poll question up there about how many notary trainings have you paid for. Okay, now whether you've taken them or not, whether you actually completed them, that's a different story. But how many have you paid for? How many notary trainings have you paid for? That's the question. So click that that link, just go over there in the live chat and then just answer that. Yeah, this one is organic. This one is organic. Simple Truth Organic. They got organic whole milk, cane sugar, cream, eggnog powder. That's organic. Organic annatto extract for color. Organic turmeric. Organic non-fat milk, organic flavor, whatever organic flavor is. Organic nutmeg. I didn't add any more nutmeg because I could taste the nutmeg in there. So and yeah, it's been raining off and on, and it's like every time I leave the house, it's been pouring down rain. And then I had to rush, and fortunately, one of the banks that I deal with, they're a state bank, not a federal, and they was open still. So I had to put money in the bank because I got a few bills I need to pay over the weekend and everything. But two quick things that I wanted to do. I wanted to, first of all, thank each and every one of those of you who sent condolences. Several of you sent gifts. Several of you did the super thanks on videos that I've done. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. As many of you know, my pop, he passed away last Saturday, November 5th, and he was here at the house with family. So he was 93 years old, and he went on to go chill with moms. So I appreciate everybody from Facebook and YouTube, as well as Instagram, all of the hearts, all of the condolences. I read every single one. It was a lot, but I read every single one. And I'm still going back and reading some of them that I hadn't got to yet. But I'm reading it. I read every single one as they came in, or I would just take time out and read them and all of that. And I would just, sit there and just allow your condolences to encourage me. And I appreciate that. My wife also read through many of them. I don't know if she read all of them, but I do know she was reading them also. So I really do appreciate the condolences from each one of y'all. It really, really did great. So, and then secondly, today is Veterans Day. I honestly hadn't really realized it until I saw a notification about, right to cancel. And I saw like, oh man, that's right. It is Veterans Day. So I'm a vet. My pop was a vet. He was a vet. So, veterans, happy Veterans Day to all of you. I know many of you are still out there serving in this military. You got spouses, you got children. So keep them in your prayers. I keep them in our prayers, for their safe, career, however long they decide to be in, for them to have a safe and productive career while serving in the military, regardless of whatever branch that they're doing. Today, that's a good question. How many signings I did? And I didn't. I only had three today. I only had three. Yeah, I had three today. I had 1, 2, 3 yesterday. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 on Wednesday. 1, 2, 3 on Tuesday, and 1 on Monday. So you talking about what? 1, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then I picked up one for tomorrow, 16. So 15 this week, 16. So now I will say the fees was a little bit lower than normal, but I went out there and did them anyway. Thank you very much, T-713, for your condolences. And again, if you got any questions concerning, business or whatever, hit it up in the chat. Also, check out the poll that I got in the live chat. Y'all check out the poll, because I'm asking a question about how many notary trainings have you paid for. You may not have completed them, but some people have paid for those notary trainings. So if you paid for some training, whether you finished it or not, I just figured I'd give y'all ask. And if you have a question and you don't want to type it in here, you can text it to my number, 757-797-5432, and I'll be glad to read it. Won't mention your name and all of that. So if you got a question or anything concerning notary, would love to answer that for you. And I wanted to real quick, if I can pull this up. Hold on, what does this say here? All right, so let me pull this up for y'all. Here we go. Want to pull this YouTube channel up for y'all. And okay, here we go. This is the best way to do it right here. All right, so let me share this with y'all real quick. Yes, and that was something I was going to talk about today too. I just got payment from somebody that I know it's been 60 days. And because of the name that was on there, I was like, wait a minute, I did them a couple of months ago. Well, the only thing that can happen if you're getting stuff fake and it gets caught, you're going to jail. Somebody's going to get in trouble. So that's the best I can tell you. I mean, that's a question that you should know. I mean, what would happen if you try to get a fake document? I'm like, okay, if you get caught, see, people will do stuff and get fake stuff notarized. It's when you get caught. So there's a chance you're going to get caught. You get caught. What you expect to happen? You know what I'm saying? What do you expect to happen? But the signing services are changing their pay periods from 30, 60, or to 90 days, from 30 to 60 or 90 days. And that's because less money is coming into them. Now, let's stay on that topic for a second. If going back to some of the stuff that I recently was saying on Instagram, as well as here about, and especially last week or the week before, last week when I was talking about the pro tips for notaries or just business pro tips. If you want that company to still be able to make money, which you want to make money, you got to do the orders for them. When those companies have notaries who won't do work for them, it makes it, they're not able to make money. So then therefore they gotta do some magical poof and all of that in order to get you the money to pay you for when you do an order. So that's why I'm encouraging notaries to take these orders. Yes, there are lower fees. Sometimes you got to drive a further distance. But if you're talking about running a business to where you're making money, then that's what you have to do. Now, if you think that being in business is that let me back up. If you think that being a mobile notary is about you only being mobile within 3 minutes of your house, and that all the money you're ever going to make on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, yearly basis is within 3 to 5 minutes of your house, you're in the wrong business. There's no way you can just sit there and like, okay, I'm gonna make money by having all the orders right here. I ain't got to go that far. I'm like, that's the point of being mobile. But if you might as well just call yourself, Earl's Limited Mobile Notary. We only go 3 miles from our house in one direction. We only go one direction, 3 miles at the most. And if you don't live in that direction within them 3 miles, we ain't coming to you. We're not doing anything. I'll do my notary. I go out to the right and I go 3 miles that way. If you want me to go to the left 3 miles, I ain't doing it. I mean, that's really what it's getting down to. So if you believe that you can only make money within that small confine of area, then you're limiting what you can do. And what that does is that shows me that you probably don't truly and fully understand the whole concept of being a business owner. You really, really don't. Walmart, Kmart, well, when Kmart was around, and all these other stores, Target, they market and advertise all over the place. They're marketing all over the place on your apps, on your YouTube, your Hulu, all of that to reach a wider variety of people. And it costs them money. And they're spending thousands of dollars over here to market to somebody who's 40 miles away from them, but they believe that if they market to them, that they'll come. They believe that, so they're doing it. And many of you are like, I ain't doing nothing. So people are giving you opportunities to make money, but because it's not within 3 minutes of you, 5 miles of you, or whatever the case may be, you're unwilling to even try to do it. So you're hurting those businesses, and that's hurting us other notaries. And thank you, Lisa Webb, for the condolences. My man, Frank, thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate the prayers. Really, really, really do. Kimple said, yep, it's rare to get orders that are that close to y'all. Yeah. I mean, every now and then I get something. Every now and then something will pop up in my in my neighborhood. I think I've done 3 closings in my neighborhood. And yeah, I think 2 or 3 closings in my neighborhood and at least 1 house inspection. I've done at least 1 house inspection in my neighborhood. So you do what you got to do. I mean, if you're in business for the people on Facebook, then you're not going to do what you got to do. You're going to do what they tell you to do and everything. Yeah. Did it come from signing order or SnapDocs? Did it, because if it, signing order, SnapDocs, they may be able to help you out. If it came from possibly Notary Rotary, or what's that other one? Dang, what's that other one? Notary Cafe. If they found you off a Notary Cafe, stuff like that. Okay, SnapDocs. Then now the question would be, do you have vendor pay? Because that vendor pay is something that they want people to have. So some of those companies do vendor pay. And if you are set up to do vendor pay, then you will, then it should automatically go through there. Yeah, it should automatically go through the vendor pay thing that they have. And what else? But if they're on SnapDocs, meaning the company themselves is physically on SnapDocs, meaning you see the order in SnapDocs, then they should be paying you. They should be. They should be. Okay, so they're not they so they just flat out not paying people. Ooh, okay. Okay. Here's my Google Voice number. Text me the company. I'm not going to say the company name on here, but text me the name of the company. I might be able to tell you something if I recognize who the company is. But I have not. I mean, this is the first I've heard of a company that's on SnapDocs not paying people. And I would say you probably are going to have to reach out to SnapDocs and have a talk with them about that. Yeah, so yeah, you're going to have to do that. And thank you very much, Sunshine. I mean, I saw it. Sunset. Thank you for your condolences. Really appreciate it. Mapton's always traveling, y'all. Oh man, I don't even have it. Mapton's always traveling. And everything. Yeah, he's always traveling. Same here. And Q said you might have to get your money back the ski mask way. I'm serious. Yeah, so let me. That's not what I want to do. Here it is. All right, so let's see here. Hold on. I got to do it this way. Okay. All right, I'm trying to share this screen, and I'm only working on one monitor, and that frustrates the heck out of me because I am used to having two monitors, and I don't have two monitors because my HDMI port has crapped out on me, so I got to get with okay, that's something else. Yeah, so so my HDMI port done went bad on me. So I got to get with HP to see if there's something they can do to fix that. All right. So this here, what I'm showing y'all, this gentleman named Travis, Real Estate Mindset, this video right here, talking about fraud. Y'all need to look at this. All his videos are good. Okay. His videos are excellent. I really like his videos. I mean, he is on point with what he is saying in those videos. So check this video out, and I'm gonna give y'all a synopsis of what this video is all about, and everything. So all right, back to y'all. So yeah, Q said you might have to get that the old-fashioned way. So this young lady here says she experienced the same thing for an order she did in May, and the order came through, signing order and months of promising to pay. Yeah. That has that's been a issue. And then you said a homeowner agreement signing. I never heard of that. See, that's where you have to homeowner agreement. Okay. All right. So what is this saying? So each homeowner is required to sign an agreement to determine the amount of fund. I don't think I've done anything with that one. I'm looking it up right now. Homeowner or contractor agreement. They got forms up here that you can. It should be pretty simple. It's just probably a form depending on the company. So let me do it this way so that way I can see also. Oops. All right. So tell me, is this what you're talking about? So this is this is something I just pulled up off the web, called a homeowner's agreement for a general or subcontractor. This one doesn't require any notary stuff that I see. So I don't know if this is what you were looking at. All right. So let me hop back over here. So I don't know if that's what you was talking about, but if it was, it should be pretty simple for you to do. You just go up there and get them to sign it, and that should be it. And again, it's just all about verifying the ID, just doing your notarial thing. Now, and this is the question that she had asked. Okay, the fraud thing. The fraud thing is a big deal, and I've always been concerned about that. Period. The young lady said she never got paid. See, this is the kind of stuff we need to have. We need to have a company that can really advocate for us in the notary world. And I'm not even gonna say anything because I'm getting myself in trouble. But we really do need to have somebody to advocate for us in the notary world when people aren't paying. Somebody that we can go to and hit them up and be like, yo, can you go, put some pressure on them and this, that, and the other. To me, there needs to be some kind of because there is a consumer protect. I mean, I don't know if they consider us consumer, but there should be some type of requirement or some kind of requirement or agreement that the signing companies have in place that these companies are going to uphold their part and pay the people on the site that are, notaries on there. If the notary goes through all of what they have to go through to be on that site, all the money that we have to spend with the NNA and other places, and then we get on there and then we get this company that probably somewhere along the line wasn't properly vetted, we need to be still need to be getting paid, and that company needs to be dealt with. Their information should be disclosed to us. And if they all of a sudden disappear, that should be a red flag to the signing companies, the notary don, and all of that. See, if it was me, I'd just be rolling up in my glass of eggnog. I'd be like, I heard you didn't pay so you do have the money, right? I mean, because we got to get people's money back. We got to get people's money. Yep. And like you said, we did a podcast on this meddling middleman. Those people, they're interfering with the money. So I'm gonna just be straight with you. Maybe you need to contact, because if you still got the paperwork, if you still got especially the CD, you probably need to contact the title or the lender and say, hey, Frederico's or Kwame or Earl's or Kylie's signing service didn't pay me. You paid them, but they didn't pay me. We need to have a talk. Can you give me some guidance? Now, of course, a lot of these companies will be like, I ain't got nothing to do with that. But sometimes class action lawsuits motivate people. I'm just saying. I mean, that's just the way it is, because if you got a bunch of people out there that's not getting paid from these people, and I know there's a website out there where notaries can complain and talk about companies that's not paying them, and all that's nice. But my question is, what can be done? What class action, what type of group thing can be done to help us out. Because here's the thing. Let's look. Okay, we want to stay on this for a little bit, y'all. Okay, so here's the thing. Everybody's saying get prepaid legal. So if you got prepaid legal and you got all the information that you have for this company, you might as well go after them that way. And if they blacklist you, because blacklisting you illegally, which means in order to blacklist you, I don't know the full. Do they have to say something as to why they're blacklisting you? And if they say why they're blacklisting you, then is it true? The NNA does not have anything in place. Got you, Matthew. Might be talking about the homeowners benefit agreement. The NNA does not have anything in place that like they're going to like advocate for us. They tell us to be careful. That's what I've been told, but just be careful. Be careful. Watch who you're with. I can't remember the name of that site, but there's a site out there that you can sign up for, and you can, sort of complain or share your experience or look to see what companies aren't paying people and all of that. And all that's nice in my opinion, in one degree, but I still need to get paid. I still need to be compensated. No different than if you choose not to send them the documents back or you make a mistake, they go hit your E&O insurance. So now the question will be, maybe we need to find out who they got their E&O insurance with. Is it with Byberg? Is it with Hiscox? Is it with State Farm? Who are these companies? Who are they with? They want our copy. And I know this is probably going to get me in trouble with some, but this is just a legit. Look, any signing company out there, if you straight, you straight. So this doesn't apply to you. But then the bad habits, bad things causes change. Just like when notaries was out there acting up, the same signing companies change and say you need to have 200 signings and at least a year or 2 years experience under your belt. So if you are, we need to have their E&O insurance. You got my E&O insurance information. Why can't we have yours? And even me having yours doesn't mean that I can levy a claim against you, because if I do levy a claim against you, it still has to be founded and I have to have proof. So where's the proof that will come from me trying to sue you or to say you need to give me money? So if you're paying me, then there's no need for me to even worry about calling up your E&O insurance company. You get what I'm saying? So why not y'all give us your policy number and expiration date and the name of the company? I think that would be fair. You want mine? I want yours. Because to me, once it becomes an LLC, it is a business to business. It's corporation to corporation. So you might do something to me. So then that's where you use your prepaid legal. Hey, prepaid legal lawyer, I got this situation. Can you do something to help me out? What can be done to help me out? Because they're not doing ... And that is something that I think you have to really look at it. Let me see if I've ever done anything for that company. Let me see. I'm looking now. I have not done anything for that company. I have not done anything for that company. I have not. Now, make sure I'm going to reply to you. Now, there's just one company. Well, maybe. Now, this is the only company that I found with parts of that name in it. So, but I've only done 6 orders for them. And they have paid me. Yeah, I believe, yeah, they paid me. So yeah, they paid me. So all right, let me hop back over here to y'all. Okay. All right, thanks. So here's what's going on with the fraud thing. And again, this is where you got to make the decision. If you're trying to find a group dynamic where everybody in the group is going to go after these companies, you got people who financially they can't do it, or just their personality, they don't like conflict. Okay, that's a different company. Cool. So you may not get that group thing. So you may have to fight the battle by yourself. So here's what's going on with the fraud thing. That video from the guy Travis at Real Estate Mindset on YouTube. Where is it? I want to put the link to his channel in there. Here's a link to Real Estate Mindset YouTube channel. All right. You get a chance to go to his channel, look at his videos, but here's what he's talking about. And this is one of the things that we are faced with, or could be faced with, as notaries. And thanks for hitting the like button, everybody, is fraud. Now, fraud can be various different ways. And one of the ways that you can have fraud, and this is what I learned from day one that I became a notary or started doing loan closings, really not so much just a notary, but the loan closings, is one of the ways that fraud can happen. And I learned this from a loan officer. And the reason why I learned it from the loan officer is because you have that, and depending on the loan type of loan, I think it's really for the VA loans. I think it has a sheet in there from the FBI, for mortgage fraud, the big FBI emblem. And it says you go to jail for 30 years or $1 million fine or both. And somebody wanted to know, why did they have to sign that? What are they talking about? So we ended up calling the loan officer. And I don't know why we called the loan officer instead of the title, but we talked to the loan officer. And I think that's just who the person felt comfortable talking to. And they explained that one of the ways that people can do mortgage fraud is by saying that the property that they have is a primary residence when it's not. Hence, that's why you have the affidavit of occupancy stating this is your primary residence or your second residence or an investment property. And the reason why is because with a primary residence, there are certain benefits that you as a consumer get for as lower money that you have to put down, like 5% in some cases, rather than 20% for investors. So investors got to drop 20%, but a primary residence homeowner can drop down as low as 5%. Okay, you can put 5% down at minimum on a property, and you get an opportunity to have a much better interest rate. Whereas investors, their interest rate's a little bit higher, I believe, because the whole transaction a little bit riskier. So that's what they do. And what can happen is an investor can come into a signing and act as if the property is their primary residence, get a great interest rate, only put 5% down, but as soon as everybody finished with the signing, they're dropping a bunch of renters in there. And that's a problem. That's mortgage fraud. That's what's going on. So in this case, what the guy Travis is talking about, notaries can check out complaints on other notaries. The eggnog is good. Yeah, I can taste that cinnamon in there now. Ooh, that's good. So yeah. So what's happening now is that there's investors, they're buying multifamily units, like a quadplex, 4 units and all of that, and claiming that it's going to be their primary residence, meaning they're going to be living in one of the apartment units and then rent out the other 3 or other 5 or 6 or whatever, however many they got. But they have a house down the street there, so they're not, their house is right down the street. They're not going to move out of that house and move into this place. They're not downsizing. So it's causing the lenders to be a little more cautious now, and people are realizing that, oh, you're up to something. So how does a notary fit into all of this? Well, there's nothing really we can do. We can't stop somebody from doing mortgage fraud, but what we can do is if we happen to hear or we notice or see something or realize that something might not necessarily be straight, i.e., it's like you see their address on their driver's license. And this, oh, I'm sorry. And this is also being done more so on purchases. So then, I mean, something you could possibly do, you see their driver's license, you say, oh, so when y'all plan on moving in? And if they slip up and say, we not, then this ain't their primary residence. But all we can do is if we happen to find out or hear something is just let the lender know, let the people who hired us know what's going on, and then they'll take it from there. We're not to sit there and hog tie them down and call the cops and all of that, or tell them, I'm not letting you sign another thing because you're doing mortgage fraud. You have no proof. Until you have solid proof, you should not be trying to stop them, because now you're like, well, I'm not going to let you sign these papers because I think you're doing mortgage fraud. Unless you've been given specific instructions and empowered by your state and the people who contracted you, you best just get them to sign the paperwork, send it on back. Because keep in mind, if you sense that they're doing something funky, all you got to do is let them know. They don't process. I mean, they still got to process the paperwork. So just because it's signed doesn't mean that the deal is done. Plus, by having it signed shows evidence that the person was trying to commit mortgage fraud. If you find out and you never let them sign the paperwork, where's the proof? There's no proof that the person was trying to commit mortgage fraud. Why? Because you didn't let them sign the paperwork. So you're going to sign the paperwork with me. Get it all signed. I'm going to send it back. And if I happen to hear anything that indicates to me that there's something not going right, I'm going to let the people who hired me know, hey, this is what I heard. Y'all may need to look into that. If they choose not to, then that's between them and them and them and them. I did my job. And yes, if you wanted to, as a notary, you can say, well, I'm not going to do this. I feel uncomfortable. Now, of course, they're going to want to know from you, why do you feel uncomfortable? What happened? What do you mean you don't want to do this? Now you're in a position where either you're going to lie and say something, or be honest and say, well, I think you're doing mortgage fraud. And if you don't really understand what mortgage fraud is, or no, that could be slanderous, and then you get yourself in trouble. So to me, the best bet is to just proceed through. And I believe the NNA has a question or two on their test, about that. You just proceed through, do what you got to do, get it done, report it, and then you move on from there. I did a sign. I think I may have been. Well, if they don't want to give the ID, then at that point, yeah, you have every legitimate reason to stop. Because if you're doing a signing and you're supposed to collect their ID, and the person doesn't want to give you the ID, then that right there calls for stop. Now, the mortgage fraud, now they may have been doing something or may have had an expired ID. Don't know. So it may not have been mortgage fraud. It just might have been that the person is trying to hide and be under the radar for whatever reason, but it still could have been mortgage fraud. At that point, when somebody fails to provide you proper ID, don't want to let you see the ID, telling you can't take pictures of the ID, that's when you got to call the title company or signing company and say, yo, this is what the deal is. This is what's happening. And then you proceed on from there. Case in point. I think it was Monday night. Was it Monday night or sometime this week? I can't remember which night, but sometime this week, I grabbed a last minute signing, and they called and I said, and I talked about it. Yeah, it was probably like Wednesday, I think. Wednesday, I did a last minute signing. I had one at 7. Then I said, well, I can't do it at 7, but I can do it ladies. They said, no problem. I get to the young lady's house and we sit down and I see her scrolling on her phone because I asked her for her ID and she didn't have a driver's license. She claimed but she had a picture of the driver's license. So I'm like, and she's like, I said, well, no, I can't take that. And she's looking at me like, what do you mean you can't take that? She had to look, other notaries take pictures of my driver's license. And I'm like, well, she didn't say that, but that's how she was looking at me like, oh, you're going to be a stickler, huh? I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, I can't do it. I said, we're not going to be able to do this. And she said, okay. And I was like, we ain't gonna be able to do this. She said, well, I got a passport. I said, okay, let me see the passport. Passport was valid, all of that. We rolled with that. But I was not going to take her showing me a picture of her ID on the phone. That ain't happening. I'm sorry, it's just not happening. Not gonna do it. So we got through the sign. It was only 80 pages. It didn't take that long, but she was not really happy with me that I would not acquiesce to what she wanted to do. And that's one of the hardest things also as a new notary, and just as a notary period, is that you got people trying to get you to just do what they want. Here you are the notary and you're trying to do your job and you know what to do or should know what to do. And then they're sitting here like, okay, well, this is how we're going to do this. And I'm like, no, just like they wanted me, the same person, they wanted me to sit outside. I'm like, I got too many papers to be sitting outside and it's cold. I'm like, nah, we got to be inside at the table, and it's lately a lot of people been wanting to like sit in a corner somewhere. They don't want to use a table. They're acting as if I only got one piece of paper to give them. I'm like, no, I got to stamp. I got to make sure the stamp is legible and all of that and pressing even on the table. And they don't understand that. But I said, no, I need that. I need to be at a flat surface. You know what I'm saying? Could be. That could be also. And that's what Q is saying here. That's what we're there for, to verify the ID. If you're not verifying the ID, then that becomes a problem. We do need to verify the ID. If you're not verifying that ID, then you're not doing your job as a notary. And that's what we're supposed to be doing. So no, I only got one person voted so nobody want to vote on the poll that says, hold on. So y'all seeing me on this here. So nobody wants to vote on the poll here. I only got one person that voted. I think so. What was it? Oh, I'm sorry, 31 votes. I read it wrong. My bad. 31 votes. So nobody has paid for more than 5. Okay, that's good. That's interesting. So everybody's paid for less than 5. So that means 1 to 5, less than 5, signings. Okay, my bad. I read it wrong. All I saw was the 1. I don't know what. Still probably tired. Okay, got it. Okay. Whew, okay. I was about to say, I was like, come on, people. I hit that vote. So what's going on, lady? This is the Ron lady. If y'all want to know about Ron stuff, this is the young lady. She got it going on. So, okay, yeah, my bad. You're right, Kim. You're right. I read it wrong. I just saw the 1. I didn't see the 3 and everything. Hitting too much of that eggnog. So, yeah. Yeah. I'm telling you, there's some good training out there. There is some good training. Carol Ray, she has some great training, all of that. But it's now time for execution. It's now time to execute and you to go out there and do what the training has said that you're supposed to do. Once I did a signing. Yeah. Some people don't want you taking pictures of their IDs. And here's the bad part, and not sad bad, is that the person doesn't know that you're supposed to take a picture of their ID. Over 90% of the people, they don't know, and they're looking like, why are you taking a picture of my ID? So here's what I do. While I'm doing the picture, I'm doing the scan, and I do know, so y'all don't think I don't know, that there are human beings that are in the notary world who do not take pictures of IDs. I got it. That's between you and the people paying you, okay? But when I'm taking a picture of the ID, here's what I sort of mumble out loud to them. All right, let me take this and send back to them for verification. I say that so they can hear me saying why I'm doing it. Now, again, if you choose not to do it, that's fine. You don't have to do it. If you want to make them take pictures and email it and all of that, fine. But if your instruction says they want you to do it, then you need to have a conversation with them and tell them I'm not doing it for whatever reasons that you have. And I understand and know what the reasons are that people have for not doing it. And I don't disagree. But this is a choice that you have to make and decide whether or not you are going to do it, because at the end of the day, whether it's me or anybody out here saying whatever we're saying, this is your business. This is a contract, an agreement, a contractual agreement between you and the person that's paying you. It's not between you, the people on YouTube, and the person who's paying you. The people on YouTube, social media, ain't got nothing to do with you and the person who's putting dollars in your pocket. That's between y'all two. And y'all got to sit there and do the kid and play and everything and kick it with each other and make sure things are straight. Because if you're not going to do what the people over here told you to do, they said do this. Well, these people, they said do this, do it this, that way, and the other. And you said, no, I'm not, because YouTube told me I don't have to. Yeah, that's what you just saw there was the end of your notary career. Now, if you have cachet and that you can go and do that, then hey, by all means. But you do have to be mindful and careful about telling other people to do that, because some companies, they like, no, we need you to do this. This is and by signing the agreement, you said you would. So you need to do it. Again, this is a contract between you and them, not you, notary trainers, NNA, and them. They don't care about that person that you stuck in between. It's you and them. And when you can understand that, then you can walk in that and you can be successful. That could be a workaround, and you still got to, and then in most cases, you still may have to scan it and send it back up. And one of the things that I found, depending on the type of scanner you have, if your scanner is not of high quality, guess what? The scans of the IDs come out bad. So the picture came out good. And let's just say you took a picture and you printed it and that came out great. However, when you scanned it to send it back to them became a problem. And see, here's the thing. Is the thing that you don't want to have their ID on you at all? Or what? What if they say there's no scans? You don't have to scan back anything, and they say just collect a copy of the IDs and stick it in a packet and mail it back to us. Now what do you do? Well, I don't want to collect the IDs. I'm not collecting the IDs. Okay, cool. No problem. You do you. But how is it going to get to them? And then does the customer feel comfortable just emailing across the open world wide web, their ID? Is there a secure portal? This company may not have one, all of that kind of stuff. You get what I'm saying? And lastly, there's companies out there who want you to do scan backs and send stuff so they can make sure you did stuff right. And I will be honest, I'm glad of that, because there have been a few times in the last 2 weeks going through all the stuff that I was going through with my pop. I was off my game, and there was things that I did miss. I was doing one yesterday for a company out there in Texas, and I looked right at the daggone thing, and I knew what to put there. And for some reason, I drew a blank, and I didn't write anything down in the notarial acknowledgement spot for the. And it was just asking like what type of ID, and I saw it, and I knew I was supposed to fill it out, and I filled it out on some, but not that one. So by doing the scan back, it enabled them to catch it and then say, hey, do it. And I wrote them and said, my bad, got it. And I went and did it. So yes, these past 2 weeks, I have made more mistakes because I just wasn't focused and all of that. And I'm getting, well, I would say I'm getting back my focus, because like today I didn't make no mistakes. Everything was straight. Last night, everything was straight, and I've even gone back to, like right now, for the time being, I'm like triple checking everything. And then in some cases, I'm just, even if it doesn't need to be scanned, I'm scanning it anyway, just to cover myself. So these are things that I'm doing, and all of that. But if the company says this is what we want, we need this, because we want to make sure you're doing stuff right before it goes to the client. And here's another thing that I'm doing, and you could do too, and that's up to you whether you do it. But there are times like when I have my earlier in the day signings, I will scan and I will have everything ready to go. I'll put it in the envelope, but I won't seal it up. And I will have those documents on my table downstairs ready to go to the FedEx, because I'm like looking at my schedule, knowing that I can drop it off before the time, or I may take them with me in another briefcase and not go quickly and ship them off. And the reason why, in case I did make a mistake, now they have time to turn around and say, hey, oh man, I miss why you said that. I miss why you said that one, Shannon. I think I remember, but I forgot already. But, so sometimes I will actually delay in dropping them in FedEx, because I want to make sure that they didn't catch something that I didn't catch. And now that they say, oh yeah, we caught this, and could you do this? Not a problem. And then I got the document there, and I can fix it, correct it. Maybe I forgot a signature, or like one time I forgot, I didn't even catch it. I don't know how I missed it, but they were supposed to initial a page. It was signatures on the other side, but the first page needed initial, and I missed it. So I hadn't shipped it out yet. I scanned it and I just let the document sit. They told me about it. No problem. Went, got the thing initial, and I was done. And then I dropped them off. So everything was done except for that one little thing there. And I got it done. This is some of the stuff that you can do. And this is what I had to figure out for myself to do. And this is what helps me to be a good notary for these companies, and for them to say, okay, we'll keep using Griff, because he's easy to work with. See, easy to work with doesn't always mean you did everything right and never had an error. That is easy, and that's great. It's the working with part is when there's an error and there's something that needs to get fixed. And the question is, are you going to go and do what it takes to get it fixed? And if the answer is yes, then cool. But if the answer is no, and then they got to go through all kinds of hoops and this, that, and the other, then that's going to be a problem. So now you are not easy to work with. You're no longer easy to work with because you're being difficult, And I've been a little difficult at times. I ain't gonna lie. I've been difficult at times myself, so that's just how it is. So do we have any notary questions, any business questions, any of that you are faced with, dealing with, interested in, concerned about, all of that's going on in your life, what you're thinking about doing? Thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell, all of that good stuff. And even afterwards, you can leave a comment and everything. Down there, you can leave a thanks gift, all of that good stuff, whatever you want to do. So, I want to talk about this also. 2023 coming up. What are your plans? Now, the other day, Star had a good topic. What are the two services that you're going to provide? And if y'all don't mind, put in the chat there, in the live chat, what two services you plan on providing in 2023 that you're not doing. One of the things that I was saying that we need to add to our notary business is a much better circle of influence, meaning be more mindful of who you are spending time with, who you are spending money with, who you are following and listening to. You're going to have to improve on that, because if you don't have that together, it doesn't matter what level of services you are willing to provide. If you don't have that together for as who you're dealing with and who you're following and that's influencing you, it can mess you all up. You got to have the discipline and the willingness and the tenacity to actually go out here and execute this stuff that you say you want to do and add to your repertoire of services. But if you don't have it in you to stick to it and to go for it, even though everybody around you is saying don't do it, but you see it, you researched it, and you realize this is the move I need to make, but everybody is telling you no, but they can't give you a good justifiable reason why. And if their reason is all centered around, well, I wouldn't do it if it was me. Okay, I get that. And I will accept you. No, hold on. It's more likely a spam call. Hey, Griffin Notary, how can I help you today? Okay. Um, okay, might have been. Okay, what's your last name, ma'am? Yep, from yep, Brown, 8 a.m. That's what they got me. Who is that? Yep, I'm the notary. Yep, they got me coming to you at 8 a.m. Monday the 14th. All right, thank you. Bye. Okay, we good to go. So she's all confirmed. All right, thank y'all. So that's oh yeah. So that's the thing. So the question then becomes, do you have it in you to fight through and do what you're supposed to do, even though everybody else, or it might just be one person, because they don't like what you're doing, they're a little iffy about what you're doing, all of that. And I won't say training's not needed, because you have me, I'm here. And there are people who have insight and ideas, especially if you in Maryland or Indiana, you got to get training, because I don't teach tippet, the title insurance producer license. So you got to get that training. And I will say, if you're up there in Maryland, Elaine Wright Harris is a great instructor. Laura Brewer is a great instructor. So I would always default to them two, and those two ladies do it right. So, and then you have me, and I'll be more than happy to help you out and do what I can to help you. And there's some other groups that are coming along. And the only thing that I say, and I know people think I'm trying to throw shit, I'm not. I'm just being real. Identify what you need help with, get that done first, and then allow yourself to be upsold later. The biggest problem that you can have when you're trying to get trained and educated on something that you are trying to do in your life is that people upsell you on all this other stuff, and you never get the core of why you was there. So if you're trying to understand real estate investing, and the next thing you know, they're trying to get you into, hey, well, we can show you how to be a lender and lend out money. Okay, that's cool, but let me learn the core of what I came here, which is the real estate investing. Okay, yeah, we'll teach you that. But look, because when they see that, you got a huge bank account, you got a lot of lines of credit. Okay, well, we can use that and you can lend money instead of asking for money. You can lend money to people and make 10 times as much. Not disagreeing with that. But the question is, for me, is that what I want to do? So you're a notary. Oh, wow, you can do this and you can do that. Okay, but is that what I want to do? I know you telling me what I can do, but is that what I want to do? That's the difference. I'm the type of person, good, bad, or indifferent. If my mind is set that I'm getting into a business to do this, let me learn that first, and then I move into the other areas. The reason why, and I will be honest with y'all, no, I don't have that on because I use a rental car, so I can't put that on a rental car. I mean, I probably could and then have to take it off, but no, and then sometimes, and then I get different cars from states, so they have different tags and all of that, and nowadays cops like to give you a ticket if your license plate frame blocks or makes it hard for them to see your tag. Yeah, check out YouTube about people. Yeah, they've been arresting people and all that kind of stuff and ticketing folk because they're saying your tag was obscured and all of that by whatever. So trailer hitch, all of that kind of stuff. So yeah. But part of the reason why I probably never just exploded in other businesses prior to this one is mainly because I just have this thing in me that what I came in here for, I'm not willing to do anything else until I've learned this. And then I can move forward. If I can't learn this, I feel empty. I feel inadequate. I feel as if I'm not accomplishing anything, even though I might be making money over here. But it's like, I actually came to do this because most of the time, the other stuff we end up doing in business is because somebody told us to do it. Now, of course, somebody told us, hey, you can make money as a notary. And you opted and decided to do this. Then once you get in, you find out all of this other stuff. And everybody's telling you to go down this road. And you're like, well, I haven't even got out the car, gotten in the car to drive down this road. Don't worry about that, but you can do this. So now it's like, okay, I'm over here doing this, but if the core of this business is, are you a good notary, and you're doing everything else, and you haven't established that as a good notary, what happens when people don't want to buy your stuff and this, that, and other, as I've talked about in the past, and now you got to go and get your stamp, and you really can't do anything because you never really became a good notary. You never really learned being a notary. You never established relationships or any of that. So you're sort of like, you're doomed. I mean, the money's not coming in from there. Nobody's taking your course. Nobody's buying your journal. Nobody's buying your shirts and this, that, and the other. Your other little trinkets. Nobody's buying your eggnog, your notary eggnog and stuff. I just got our whole business plan just mapped out in my head when I said that. Notary eggnog. Notary eggnog Q. We gotta do something. The notary eggnog. I'm just and guarantee everybody. Ooh, yep. So we're gonna start the notary eggnog. Yep, eggnog just for notaries. $53 for 3 ounces. That's what we're doing. So when nobody's buying my notary eggnog, can I still make money with my stamp? Do I have relationships that I had, and then have I been keeping them? That's what it's about. Notary Unsealed jerky coming soon. Yeah, you know what? I think this weekend I'm gonna work a little bit on that jerky. I think I'm gonna work on the jerky this weekend. I'm gonna test some out and stuff. So I'm gonna have to hit the store and get some. I got to go back and research it because it's a particular type of meat that you want to get, and I'm gonna go get that and see what I can make happen and stuff. Flavors of what? Of the egg? Oh, talking about. I tried that bacon. I'm thinking the bacon jam. Nah, bacon jerky. Yeah, I just love bacon. I ain't gonna lie to you. No pig is safe around me. Now I don't eat the bacon. I maybe twice a year, but I do love the bacon. I used to just grab bacon bits out the store and buy them and just eat them all day and stuff. Oh yeah, the different flavors of the jerky. You got mango flavor. Got some habanero. Got to make some habanero, make it nice and spicy. So you got different ways of doing it. But that was my thing. I had a problem with going into business. I mean, I did Amway. They tried to get me to do Prime America and all this stuff. And the pattern that I saw with all of these things, no sooner than you said, yes, I'm interested, bam, it's okay. Now this other stuff over here, all of this. And I'm like, well, can I like get good at this? And they was like, well, I mean, yeah, but you got a special quality about you. And you're better than just doing this, what we told you can do to make money. We think you'll be better suited way up over here. And isn't it interesting how in the business world or this entrepreneurship, when people trying to get you to sign into stuff and upsell you on that, they can upsell you to tell you that you need to be up here in this business venture, but on your W-2, everybody's telling you down here. And you got more skills and more training and things of that nature in your W-2 than as a new business owner. But as the new business owner, they're telling you, oh man, you really need to be running about 5 or 6 teams in this pyramid scheme. In this business venture. Okay. And now you're busting your butt trying to run 5 or 6 teams and you don't even know how to do it. But yet you know how to do your job and even your manager's job, but they won't even give you a shot over there. And I just find it interesting that this stranger who doesn't even know me can look in my eyes. And not that it can't happen, but every single time you go to every single little network marketing, real estate, notary, little thing, oh, you can be at the top. And I'm like, okay. My thing is define what you're trying to learn, make sure you get that solid, and then you move on to the next thing. I was put it this way. If there's this rush that you got to hop to the next 15 levels now, then maybe this ain't the business that it really supposed to be. Because I thought I was supposed to be learning how to notarize and stamp and this, that, and the other. But you're telling me that if I don't hop on this right stinking now, I'm never going to get a chance to open up or to expand or to do these things ever again, then maybe this just isn't the business, because guess what? 6 months from now, you're going to tell that same story to the next person. So in November, I'm saying, nah, I think I'm going to hold off. But in 6 months, you're going to be telling the next person, man, you need to hop because the time is limited. So every single week, every single month, time is limited for each little group of people you get in. So if the time is limited, if I missed out on it, then it shouldn't be there for them. But it is. The opportunity is there for them. So my attitude was, okay, I missed out on getting it at $99. If it's all that, then it'll be worth me paying the $249 that you told me that I didn't have to pay, but you said I could get it for $99. Okay, if it's all that and I have my foundation solid, then guess what? When I decide to do this other thing and it's going to cost me $249 instead of $99, then guess what? I'm going to make my money. Gotcha, lady. Gotcha. Thank you. And if you need help with the NNA stuff, let me know. I'll be more than happy to chop it up with you and everything. You're a member, a YouTube channel member, so because you're a paid YouTube channel member, I got you. All you got to do is ask, and we'll do a Zoom together and go over some stuff and answer questions and all of that. And for those people who joined the YouTube membership, thank you very much. People who are members got access to me and got all kinds of help that they can get from me. So if they got a signing, they need a document review, all of that. I do all of that stuff for the YouTube members and everything. So all you got to do is let me know. But yeah, you're right. It's Scare Taxes and Marketing. I did a video out there. If you type in the YouTube channel and if you do a search out there called just Griffin Notary, Who Scared You? Griffin Notary, Who Scared You in YouTube, in a YouTube search. I did 2 videos about that, sort of going off about it. But yeah, that's a huge issue. So that was my thing, and everybody was like trying to get you to hurry up and buy into stuff because they figured if you buy it, then you'll go head on and execute it and do it. But my thing was, I just don't like being upsold. Well, I can't. Okay, you can try to upsell me, but don't tell me that I don't have the right to say no to the upsell. I look at it, I evaluate it. Okay, I see. I'm not interested. I want to do this. Help me get good at this first. And this is why I actually am, I would say, fairly decent with the notary, is because with training with Bill Sorokin, he never tried to upsell. He told you, hey, I got all these other things, but it was never any pressure to go to the next level or buy the next thing. It was, here's what I have to offer. If you want it, cool. And then in some cases, because you was a member with his channel, with him, there was things that was just automatically thrown in. So just like with the Notary Stars, you automatically, here's all this stuff. So you pick and choose what you use. Like I got to go back and finish doing the reverse mortgage training with the notary coach that he has in there. So there's stuff that he has provided, and you're not really being upsold. You're just shown, hey, we have this opportunity. We have these things. If you want to take advantage of it, here it is. But it's not like, okay, now you got to pay me another $100, $200, $500 to get all of this access. And that I like. And that's why I rock with Bill. A lot of these other folk out there, it's, well, you could get more of me if you paid me more, if you did this, if you did that, and everything. They don't have like, okay, here's this. And even with the YouTube membership, everybody know, like some people, I got 2 different prices on there, and it's really depending on the person. Like there's some people that's not trying to do business. So the people who not trying to do the business side, they don't really want to hear the business part. They know they can talk to me, and we talk about, just, for us running a business, we help them with the notary stuff, ask questions, all of that. Then the people who are part of the business mindset, those are the people who are like, okay, I'm trying to get my mindset and everything toward that. And that's it. Within those, there's no other like extra levels and all of that kind of stuff. I don't do that. That's just not me, because I don't like it, so I don't do it. That's just the way I like to roll. But and yes, that's another thing. See, y'all got to realize people, they need you way more than you need them. And they pay for views, they pay for likes. I mean, like right now I'm at 33 views and how many likes? 28. And if y'all notice the number of views, if I get over 300 views on a video, I'm like, okay, wow, cool. But normally I would say if I do get over 300, it takes a couple of weeks to a month or 2 before I hit like 400 or 500 views. You don't see, I got 14,000 members. I don't think I've ever had over 60 people in a live. And the one time I did have 60 people or so was when I did the notary pyramid scheme. But other than that, I don't have hundreds and hundreds of people in my lives. I don't have hundreds and hundreds of people watching. Even with the members, I put videos out to the members. And also members, if you're a member, make sure you hit the notification, because YouTube changed things, and now you got to hit the notification. So when I do posts, they change things up. If I do a post, if you haven't hit the notification bell, they won't send you a notification, even though you're a paid member. That's something that I just found out. But I see 35, 36 people. I'm like, all right, cool, and I'm good with that. If it's 100, 200 people, okay, cool, great. But, there's people out there that they can't run. They can't be satisfied. They need, I'll be real with you. I see people's channel. I'm like, okay, I'm looking at the subject that you're talking about. You ain't really saying much, but you got 5,000 views on that. I'm like, what did you say? And you didn't say anything earth-shattering, and you got 5,000 views. Nah, that's a bot. You paying for those views. You paying for those. And especially when you have somebody who's not good at communicating and all of that, I'm like, nah, you paying for that. And that's a common thing that some of these people do out there. They will pay for it. So the things that you're going to add for your notary business next year. Like for me, I'm going to be adding apostille. So now that my dad has passed, I'm going to be adding apostille. I have the time now to really focus on that. I didn't have the time before to really focus on it, because sometimes it may require, get one little more squig of this eggnog. It may require me to go to Richmond, Virginia, which is 90 minutes away, in order for me to do something up there. And I wasn't in a position to go that far. Pops needed me around. So if that happens to come up, then now I can go and do it. Before I couldn't. So adding apostille. The other thing that I'm going to try to add in here, and note what I'm saying, I'm going to add apostille, but I'm going to try to add this next one, more general notary work. The reason why I said I'm going to try is because of this. I'm the person who gets the phone calls of, they call, I say, y'all hear me always say Griffin Notary Service. And thank you, Tanya. Appreciate that. And condolences to you. You said you can relate. Condolences to you also, young lady. I get the phone call and I say, Griffin Notary Services. Yeah, so how much you charge to do notary? And this could be a black person, white person, young, old. I'm serious. This is just my voice. So it's not indicative of any particular grouping. I'm just saying this is across the board. I've had men, I've had women, white, black, young, old, all come with the same same vibe. So how much you charge to notarize a document? Well, it's $5 per stamp for each time I need to stamp the document. Right there, they're like, what do you mean? They just want a solid number. And I said, and then there's a $20 travel fee, depending on where you're at. It might be more, depending if I have to go over to, like the Eastern Shore or, Hampton, Newport News, deep parts of Suffolk. So it all depends. So travel fee can range between $20 and $50. We'll agree to a price based off of where you're at. Okay, but how much do you charge? I just told you how much I charge. I said, and I tell them, I said, well, I know you're looking for me to tell you one solid number, period. But here's the thing. I don't know how many notarizations that you have in your document. I don't even know what type of document you got going on. You might need witnesses. You might not. I don't need witnesses. It's just one notarization. Okay, well, I told you for each time I notarize, for each notarization that I do, it's $5, and then there's a $20 travel fee. So what does that come to? And then they get to sit there, and I'm like, because they want me to say it. And see, my person, I ain't got time for these games. Okay, I ain't got time. Here's what the charge is. But what they're looking for is for me to just say, maybe $100. I'm not going to say that because I don't know what it's going to cost. Because if I say 100 and they got a daggone trust or living will, it's going to be more than 100 because it's going to be way more notarizations than that. I don't want to sit here, and underprice. I don't want to overprice any of that. So just tell me what you got. And nobody wants to do that. They don't want to tell me what they have. So which makes me think sometimes they're calling. Well, I also take into account now the few people who I have done, they tip me very, very well. So they've tipped me nicely for us on the travel fee side. They've tipped me, they sit there and give me a 50 for travel fee. So when I do a notary, when somebody's for real and I do general notary, it has always paid me handsomely. I just don't feel like dealing with the people calling and won't give me the details of what they want. When the person give me the details, then I can articulate what they need to know so that they're getting the right service. But most people don't want to do that. They just want to say, tell me how much it costs. And I really can't, because if I tell you a dollar amount and then you slip something up on me, you're gonna be like, oh, you told me this, and see, you trying to take advantage of me. Well, no, really, you're trying to take advantage of me. Like one guy called me and that told me, and he told me how many notarizations, and I told him the price, and he was like, oh no, I only pay 60. I only pay notary $60 to do this amount of work for me. What you're asking is more than 60. I said what you're asking doesn't even include my travel fee. I mean, what you're telling me doesn't include my travel fee. Well, I'll find somebody else. I said, okay, good luck. I mean, that's just me. So that's why I like general notary, but I just don't like going through the haggling. That's why I like the loan closings, because it's set in stone. I mean, well, semi-stone. It's sort of like, okay, they got a fee. We good. Hey, how much you want to get paid for this year? And if it's an open-ended question, I can tell them a fee and they can say yay or nay. And then within microseconds, I'm able to come up with a fee, and it's a good fee. But this general notary, man, they be tripping. And oh, you lost your mom in 2020. Yeah. And we could have lost Pop in 2020 had I not gone down to Florida to get him, because things was real bad for him at that time. So I went down and got him, and I'm glad that I did. So it allowed him to kick it with us for another 2 years. Yeah. And then, get paid up front. That's one of the ways to get people out. My question is, what type of documents usually need witnessing? We have wills, estate planning. What are some of the other ones? Some of the other ones could be pretty much anything that the person who needs the document notarized wants. You can throw a witness pretty much on anything, from my understanding. If I'm incorrect, somebody, of course, correct me. But you can have a witness on anything. So a witness is just a person who can attest outside of just a notary that these people or that person signed that document. So a witness can be pretty much on anything. I mean, they can attach a witness on a financial document, on any document. I mean, that's up to them, bills of sales. Yeah, like what Mappin is saying here. There's some standard ones, but I've had people, I haven't done them, but I've had some people say, well, I want this contract between me and this person. I'm thinking about doing a contract. Can there be witnesses? And I'm like, if you want witnesses, then yeah, you can have witnesses. Now, this goes into something that you are going to have to check for, which is, should you be preparing documents? Because that's the next thing. What happens if they have this document and it doesn't have a witness spot on there? Is that for you to do and prepare for them and gin it up and then charge them for document preparation? Are you legally allowed to do that in your state? Because I know there's people out there all over the internet talking about document preparation for notaries. Show me proof that it's allowed in my state. Show me how I can legally do that. And then once you show me, now I'm going to take that information and I want to share that with my Secretary of State and I want to hear from them. Don't try to teach me something just because you're doing it and you're getting away with it, or maybe because you and your state can do it, and then try to tell me some little underhanded way how I get around it. Well, it's really not you, Griff. It's your wife that's doing it. Your wife runs the document preparation business. Okay, well, is she legally allowed to do it? Is she legally allowed to do wills, power of attorneys, things of that nature? Is that legally allowed in that state? Bump about all this across the net. Is it allowed in that state? Most senior notaries that I've talked to that got 10, 15, 20 years in this business have all told me notaries ain't supposed to be doing that. So the question becomes, how do you get away with it? How do you come about doing that? So Shannon said, yeah, she haggling. That's why she like to get paid up front. Get to the habit of getting deposit, full payment. Yep. Can't be afraid to walk away from a deal. I don't care what the customer wants to know. They call my business and my business has a protocol, period. That is correct. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, that's some good eggnog. Even slightly warm is good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to know. Sometimes you have to walk away. That's awesome. Great things. Care and allow them comfortable last day. Yep. He had a very comfortable last days. He was chill. Had my 4K TV. And like I said in the Notary Gonna Seal podcast, and make sure y'all listen to that. I talk a lot more about my pop in that podcast. The link's in the description. Oh man, yeah. He had that 4K TV, and I got to give it to him. That 4K TV for 2 years, basically from October 2020, October the 4th, 2020 till November the 5th, 2022, that TV was on 95% of the time. 95% of the time, that TV, it stayed on 24 hours a day. He never turned it off, changed the channels here and there, but that TV just stayed on. You get up in the middle of the night, you hear the TV going. In the morning, you hear the TV going. That TV stayed on, and it did not falter. And during the time when he was here in hospice, it was a smart TV, so I connected to YouTube and I played meditation music while he slept, and I would sleep in a room with him. So there's a particular and I can't remember the name of it, but it's one particular tone that I like to listen to, and it helps me to sleep. So I would have that playing in there, and then there were some other ones during the day, and we would just have that playing 24 hours a day. We would get the like 11-hour track and 8-hour track and stuff, and just let it play and everything while he was here in the bed before he passed. So it said I had one like that asked me the same thing, and then they sent me a copy of what they had. See, a lot of times if they send me a copy and I ask them, say, can you send me a copy, shoot a pic? They won't do that. They won't do it. I'm like, man, forget y'all then. I'm like, But sometimes I think it's been some people that's been calling, asking me, just trying to price check. And that's fine. That's fine. And everything, that's fine. And stuff. Says, I love the podcast, get nuggets that y'all aren't always mentioning on YouTube. Get to know y'all on a personal level. Yep. Appreciate that. Thank you. And Deborah, love the Notaries on Sale podcast. Yeah, I'm enjoying the podcast. Is different. If y'all can see us when we actually are recording it, man, we be cutting up. We're going to have to do a recording of us recording. I'm serious. I don't know how that's going to work, but we be in there tripping. We be up here late at night, trying to keep Matthew, because Matthew be wanting to go to bed at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And me and Q, we just be getting going at 10, 11 o'clock at night and stuff. So Matthew and we got to give him some no-dos or something like that to help him. Oh yeah. The bloopers, man, if y'all can see, there's a particular person that be doing some bloopers, and their name starts with one single letter. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. And tell them who's on the next episode. Matter of fact, I think it'll be it's our lady Samantha Smith. She's on the next episode. And boy, I mean, now the next episode, I think we was on there for a while with that one, man, with her. I think so. Y'all better get your eggnog. I'm telling you, get your eggnog and your fritters and all of that. Look, the only reason why I have a fritter today, because at lunchtime I ate some pancakes. Shouldn't have, because I wanted to get a fritter, but I'm like, man, I done ate the pancakes. I wasn't even thinking. And yeah, so I said I can't eat pancakes and a fritter that close together and stuff. So Samantha's gonna be on. We just gonna be chopping it up with her. We had a really, really, really good time with her. So yeah, it's gonna be good. So that's gonna be on the next episode and everything. Yeah, he's still editing that one. I tell you, it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But the bottom line that I'm trying to help people understand is, for next year, you got to figure out what you're going to do. And it starts with you. Because if you don't have you together, then what are you going to do? I mean, you got to be together. It's got to be you. You got to be together so that when trials and tribulations come, when people try to tell you you can't do this, you can do it anyway. That's why I was saying, I think it was Thursday, don't get caught up in all of the people and their drama. That's why I put out some videos last week about, people and their drama and their victimism and all of that. And then they trying to pull you into it. You got to bounce out of that. If the beef don't have anything to do with you, let that person and that person beef. Let them beef. Now if you understand what's going on, maybe help resolve it. Okay. But, some people like to star stuff. Some people, they like to play that role so they can get sympathy. This isn't a business about trying to get people's sympathy. Now, you get sympathy for views. That's why a lot of people try to start the controversy and stuff, because they're trying to get views. They want views on Facebook, TikTok, and everything else. That's what they want, but that's not why you joined this business. That's not why you became an entrepreneur in the first place. Now, unless that's your business model, to start controversy so you can get the views and the likes. In other words, you want to be this influencer, then by all means, go for it. Go for it. Do that. Be the influencer that you need to be. Have at it. Okay? Have the heck at it. But that's not everybody. That's not everybody. So you got to guard your heart, protect yourself, figure out too much bread, pancakes, and fritter. And yeah, that's why I only did the pancakes and no fritter at all. Oh, snap. If I didn't have to run all the way downstairs, I would show you. Wait a minute. I'm going to see if I can pull it up. Hold on. I just learned about this company. I didn't know that they existed. I love cheesecake. I think one of the episodes we talked about that, and I love cheesecake. I'm gonna tell y'all now, I love cheesecake. Cheesecake is my thing. And I just found out about this company here called Junior. They call Junior, and oh my goodness, them cheesecakes are the bomb. I got some caramel that I heat up and pour over top. What are you talking about, Q? Ain't nothing disgusting about no cheesecake. With cheesecake, and then you throw down some eggnog. Oh my goodness, you talking about you in some heaven. Now here's what's even better. This is what you it's from New York City. Junior's from New York City. I saw a documentary on YouTube about them, or a little thing about their cheesecakes and all of that. I'm gonna tell you. Yeah, I'm very late to the show on this one, man. I'm very late. I mean, look, see, here's where my mind is at now. This is where my mind is at now. Because I like to cook. And if y'all looked at some of my old Facebook stuff, and if y'all look back when Tabitha came out with her seasoning, I think it was last year, I did like a 3-hour live. Me and the wife, I was cooking. So I love to cook, and I can cook. With that Junior cheesecake, and I like white chocolate macadamia nut, the cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory, I can make my own now, meaning I can make my own toppings to go with it. So I can make my own non-dairy whipped cream. I can make my own. I can take, I'm not make my own macadamia nut, but take the macadamia nuts. I got the caramel, all of that. So I'm just sitting here like, man, this cheesecake is the bomb. These plain cheesecake, I can take them and dress them up to whatever I want. I can go do my own strawberries, get me some fresh strawberries and make my own strawberry little toppings and stuff instead of the store-bought with all that fructose and stuff in it. I can make my own, get some, and really all you need is some starch and some water and a little bit of lemon juice, and you can create the gel with some starch, and you good to go. If you want to make it nice and sweet, and get some powdered sugar and some water or some butter with some powdered sugar, and you can make your icing that way. Yes. I tell you, that stuff is good, real good. Talking about making you hungry. Yeah. So, but yeah, you can do this business. Figure out who you are and stick to it. And don't let anybody deter you from doing what you need to do. Now, if what you're trying to do just doesn't work or is wrong, okay, cool. You learn from that and then you keep going. But sometimes you just got to give it a shot. Just give it a shot, and don't wait for everybody else to approve it, because they don't have your vision. They don't have your insight as to what you need to do. Just like now I'm working on something. I can't tell y'all what it is just yet. I got to vet it. I got to really, really vet it. And it's been out there for a while, but I got to vet it. I just stumbled across it last night. Was it last night? Yeah, I think it was last night. So I'm going through that and everything. And I'm gonna look into it a little bit more, check it out to see if this is something that people can do for us making some money. It has nothing to do with notary, but I got to check it out. I gotta test bed it first and see how it rolls. And if I'm like, okay, and I'm like 50-50 on it now from what I'm seeing, not from the standpoint that it's not good or legit, but it's the time constraint, as I always talk about. I'm like, okay, how would this fit in with my notary business? Can I use it? Can I not? When can I do it? That's what I got to figure out. That's the part that I have to figure out and stuff and everything. So, I mean, those are the two things immediately that I'm looking at adding to my businesses. The Apostille, and I'm gonna be getting with Judi Lawrence. I'm gonna get her one-on-one, and me and her gonna sit down and talk so I can understand how I need to market it, make sure I understand. I'm gonna share with her what I think, and I've already took her training. And if y'all want to do her training, I think the link should be in the description. Read through the description; it should be in there. And I'm going to make sure I understand it correctly. I'm going to make sure I understand it correctly, so that as I implement it, I can do it correct and I can do it right and stuff. So I got to make sure that my head is in the right space for doing it. And then boom, so, and then Q got the Captivated YouTube channel going down. So estate planning with more attorney. Yeah, that That's another one. Estate planning with the attorneys. You can might as well say that's really the third thing out. Really, the two things that I'm really going to be adding is the apostille and more the estate planning, working with attorneys. The general notary for me is really like a tertiary thing. It's really on the back burner because, and again, everybody. This is the beauty about this business. You can have two notaries in the same city, and people will call that notary with no issues and just, hey, yeah, here you go. And then I get the people that, what you charge, man? I need to just tell me what you charge. That's all I want to know. I got one signature. Just tell me what you charge. Don't give me no calculations. They just come at you, with all barrels blasting. And I tend to shut down. I tend to shut down and don't want to have nothing to do with a person like that. So yeah. And then Mapton said, don't forget to look for vacant properties. Let him know. Hit him up on IG, Mapton Notary Services, because he's in real estate investing. So he's a good source, and he paying people for doing that. That's another thing that me and Mapton, I got to get with you so I can know exactly what you are looking for in a property. I don't know if you have like a sheet that you want to send out to people that has checklists, like, okay, does it have this, don't have that, or something to that effect. And, we can create something, man, so people can look and say, okay, does this distressed property have these things? What's the 4 or 5 things that you're looking for in a distressed property for somebody to be able to send you? Because I know most people, don't want to be like, I sent him 5 properties, but none of them met the criteria. So I know we probably have to come up with the criteria so people will know, and then like, nope, don't even send them that, not that, and everything. So that would be probably the next move on that. But I think that's it, party people. We've been on here almost 2 hours, and I greatly appreciate you. Now, are there any questions? Are there any concerns? Are there anything that y'all want to mention, bring up? Any of that, that you got going on? Let me check my text message even. Okay. Nobody's texted me. All right. This is a debt settlement. I'm just looking at this here. So this is a debt settlement for the 14th at 2:00 in the afternoon. The problem is I think I'm already booked during that time. The 14th. No, I am not. Okay, I actually am not. So let me check on my other thing here. And ooh. I just want to make sure I don't have anything else. Okay, that's the 12th. That's the 16th. So, it's at noon. Oh, my bad. I don't know why I thought that said 2:00. Oh gosh, no, do I want to do it? I don't know. I actually asked for more pay just to see if they would do it. I just asked for more pay just to see if they would do it. Yeah, that thumbnail was on point. You know what? When he sent that out, I was like, I got to throw that up there. So, yeah, and everything. But I guess all hearts and minds are clear. Don't see any additional questions from anybody. And so we had 50 votes, and everybody who voted paid for less than 5 different types of trainings. That's awesome. Okay. So that sounds like to me, y'all were smart and frugal with your money. Y'all didn't get caught up in the whole hype on some of it. So that's a good thing. So going forward this year, coming up, I'm here to help. If you join the YouTube channel, paid member, you got that direct access to me to help out with your profile or anything else. Your profile, what's the thing called? Daggone document review or any of that kind of stuff. I'll be more than happy to help you out. And all that good stuff. So, all right. So, other than that, I think that is it for the party people. And yeah, I was just checking out who this Leo Martinez is. Hadn't seen them before because last week we had some creepy people rolling up in here. Not trying to pick on you, Leo, but last week we had some creepy people up in here, and I hadn't seen you before. I got a pretty good memory of all names and stuff that scrolled through here and all of that. All right. So I think we good. We good. Nothing else. Nothing else. All right. Y'all have a good one. I'm gonna go get me some start cooking me some dinner. I'm hungry and everything. But if y'all need me, y'all know I'm here for you. Y'all have a good one. Enjoy your weekend, your Veterans Day off today. And we're gonna be all right, y'all. All right. Talk to y'all later. Peace.